This is Mike back with you with Foredom repairs and handpieces and news. Today I'd like to go over our square drive handpieces, how you remove them, add them, the different ones we have, and what their options are. What do I mean by our square drive handpieces? Well, square drive handpieces go on the heavy duty square drive shafting that we have, not on the normal key tip. I have two number 30 handpieces here. The normal standard key tip type right here, and this is our square drive number 30H here. As you can see, the difference is actually this locking ring on the number 30H. It helps hold on to the square drive sheathing because the square drive sheathing usually indicates that we're going to be using a lot more torque and we don't want it coming off the handpiece. Let me show you how to attach one onto the square drive shafting. As you can see, our square drive shafting is like this. It's heavier. You don't need to adjust it like you do with the key tips. And you've got that square drive shaft sticking out. You're not going to be able to see this on the video, but inside you'll see that there's a square hole where the square drive shafting goes on the bottom of the spindle here. Now you can actually try and put it on like this and try and realign it, and when it drops down, then what you do is pull this back and ram it home. And to remove it, you would just pull up on the locking ring and then pull it off. Another way to attach the square drive handpieces is while the shaft is spinning, it automatically finds its way onto the spindle. So I slowly spin it, pull back the ring. When the chuck starts spinning, I push it on and now I'm there. To remove the handpiece and switch out another one, all you have to do, pull back the locking ring and give it a good pull. We have 4 different handpieces for the square drive shafting. They're basically mirror images of the ones we have for the key tip type, but these are only for square drive. As you can see, we've got the 25H. It has that locking ring. The 30H with the locking ring. The 44HT with the locking ring. And our newest one, the 28H. It looks just like the number 28. It does not have a locking ring because it is so small, but it goes on the same way. The number 28H comes with a 3/32 collet and a 1/8 inch collet. It's very slim. It's a really nice handpiece to use if you need something very thin in your hand. The 44HT is our standard industrial workhorse. It comes with a 1/4 inch collet installed, a 1/8 and 3/32 collets. The 25H also comes with a 1/4 inch collet and 1/8 inch collet. It has aircraft quality bearings and is a much better handpiece if you're going to be using it for specialized work. The 30H is our chuck type with 3 jaws, geared chuck, and just like our number 30, it opens up from 0 to 5/32, not quite a 1/4 inch. Let me just go over the square drive shafting versus the key tip shafting. So you can see here between the 2 motors, all of our current motors can take either the key tip or the square drive shafting. For the key tip, you need a motor connector, and you have your shaft and sheath. The sheath has to be adjusted to make sure the shaft only extends 3/4 of an inch out when it's laid out. The square drive doesn't need that. They come in longer lengths, they're less flexible, they're heavier, and you don't have to adjust the shaft or the sheath. They're pre-configured. All you do is put it on, and you do not need the motor connector. It goes right on. The square drive shafting is great if you're doing really heavy duty work and you tend to break your shafting. We're talking heavy duty work, porting engines, carving totem poles from whole trees, all kinds of stuff like that. Most people though, the vast majority, the key tip shafting is more than what they need.